The hot seat.
Oh, it's only Mick and Tamara, everybody. Make some noise. Yeah. Guys, lovely to see you both. Mick, welcome back. Tamara, it's our first time chatting. What a pleasure. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you finally.
There seems to be online this general confusion about what on earth was the nature of your relationship with Mateo. What do we need to understand what we saw?
Yeah.
From start to finish. It was quite confusing.
The really vital thing that happened was there was huge players in there, huge characters in there, and these really big storylines. And unfortunately, our storyline fell by the wayside while that was happening. So we had Hotel Amor that was really heavily focused around 4 specific people. So our conversations that we were having during that time weren't getting shown. So all of a sudden...
fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Fill in the blanks for us, because initially you come in, it's all rosy, and then it seems to, your affection or your enthusiasm seemed to fall off a cliff like quite immediately, and it was just never, it was never really clear why.
It was never
so talk
explained.
us through that.
So Boston actually touched on this on the show last week a little bit, and forgive me if I don't quote this perfectly, but she said something along the lines of, Mateo told me that you would not be a wife type for him on the outside. That was told to me in the villa. I was pulled and told about this conversation. Another person pulled me and said that he wasn't attracted to me. I wouldn't be his type on the outside. He wouldn't be with me on the outside. So all of these thoughts were in my head. This is when I started pulling back. Then when I pulled him for that conversation, and I said...
So sorry, he had said these to other islanders, and it got back to you.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing here quickly.
Go on.
To me, he was saying like he was obsessed with you, to be honest. The whole time. Like,
and then
he sounded like he was full, like 100% head over heels for you, like...
Which
to us, I don't know about to the girls, but
it was this weird narrative, and it was a bit of this Chinese whisper thing. And I got pulled to the TP by Boston one day, who told me that he had told her in the makeup room that I wouldn't be his wife on the outside. Someone else pulled me and said he wasn't really attracted to me and he was exploring other options. Then, like you say, from the boys and that, I'm hearing that he's really invested in this. So it was this really confusing thing that was happening where I was getting fed different things every day from different people. And then what spurred my chat with him when I was like, why are you ignoring me, was he had gone to the fire pit without me. If you watch that clip, I walk down on my own. Ross eventually comes and helps me down the stairs. And then after the fire pit, he went and pulled Emma for a chat and had not spoke to me, and I didn't know what was happening. And I had just heard people tell me that he's not really attracted to me, wouldn't be with me on the outside. So that's when I started pulling back. But all of those things that were told to me weren't shown. So it looks like I just spurred this conversation out of thin air, but that's really not what happened.
Did you confront him about those? Because I guess a huge thing with, for example, like Gabby and Jotham was Jotham's early declaration of, oh, she's not someone I date on the outside normally. And if Mateo apparently said that about you, did you confront him on that, even if we didn't see it?
Yeah, I did confront him on that. We had that conversation. He told me that he hadn't said it wasn't true. And then I was interested to watch that scene play out, because I was like, is it? Like, someone is telling me something that's untrue, and then it wasn't on the show. So I never got to see it. How it hashed out or what he actually said. So I was just going by his word in there. And yeah, it did start to get really hard, because we had this really good thing going on early days, and it did become quite serious quite quickly, and we were quite happy. And then all of a sudden you're getting fed different things from different people, and it is very hard because all you have in there is each other. So you just take everyone's word for what's happening.
I definitely back that they were all day talking to each other the whole day, every day. Like,
all the time.
If you wanted to go talk to Tamara, like, good luck. If you wanted to talk to Mateo, good luck. Like, honestly, they were just together all the time. We used to say as a boys, well, like, mate, like, what do these guys even talk about? Like Marvel and stuff. Like,
yeah, they literally did. They'd be like, what do you talk to Mateo about all day?
Like, don't you get bored of this guy? Like, I was, because I was getting bored. Like.
So, Tamara, what's the state of play with you and Mateo now? Is it sour grapes? Is there no contact? Would you go have a coffee with him and chat it out?
I don't know how he's going to answer this question, but I did spend a couple of days with him in Sydney last week. And we have...
Tell me more.
Shut up, you. And yeah, we have been talking a lot more. I think...
Sorry, is that like romantically?
Not necessarily. I think what are you looking at? Mick, stop looking at me.
Sorry.
I think we had a really good break from each other that we probably needed. And then we had a couple of FaceTime calls while I was in the UK. And it was before that we had entered our entrance episode, and we were kind of just checking in on each other. And then we started talking a little bit more. And then we both were just in Sydney last week, and we spent a little bit of time together. And yeah, I think that we've been doing better, a lot better. But again,
Did you have a little, like, was there a little kiss at least? Like, is there I guess I'm wondering, like, because you've said these things about, like, he said this about me in the villa and not wife material, blah, 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 blah. And I think people would be curious to go, oh, they've met up in the real world.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, are you dating? But I'm like, it's not that it's dead in the water.
It's not that it's dead in the water. No, I don't think
They're getting married.
it was ever dead in the water. I just think that because emotions were so high and we were so invested, that when things started going wrong, they went very wrong. And it was really hard for us to come back from that. So talking outside of the villa, obviously, those pressures are off, and those conversations that you're hearing in the background and those opinions are gone. So it's been a lot easier for us to actually get to know each other at this stage of our lives, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
The Truth Mike.
Oh, he is the purveyor of fine insults such as Luna Park and one of the latest of Vic D's from the island. It's only Mateo, everybody. I tell you what, Mick didn't love Luna Park.
Nah, probably didn't. I wouldn't like it either, but just came out the mouth. And am I lying? Maybe not. I'm joking.
He called you Mini Mick. How'd you feel about that?
No, you can call me Mick Jr. all he wants. I feel like I was the only guy in there that kind of, I don't know, same style, type of vibe. He was a little bit threatened, and yeah.
Now, Tamara was just on, and one of the things we talked about was your relationship on screen and how, like, a lot of us watching didn't just quite get what had happened. She's given us her version of events.
Yeah, of course.
We'll get to yours.
Yeah, sweet.
But literally before we pressed record, you said, oh, how's Tamara? I posted a pretty savage caption last
it's pretty
night.
ruthless, yeah.
I'm not sure if she's seen it. I actually haven't seen it myself. What did you post?
I just said, as my non-existent father would have probably told me, Mateo, you dodged a bullet. And then I was just saying I'm, grateful that I met everyone else in the villa, and yeah.
Okay, so your take is you dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
The question we asked Tamara basically was, people were confused about the dynamic of your relationship.
Yeah, of
because you
course.
go in, you meet, it looks like you've got great chemistry, you couple up, and then for no obvious reason, it seemed to fall off a cliff. What is your version of why that happened?
It all started with one chat I had with her, and I actually asked Izzy for advice for it before I went forward with that chat, and I pretty much just said, like, I'm, obviously happy as right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm happy to stay in our own lane, but, we should obviously leave the door open just a slight little bit. I remember these were the exact words that I said, just for, new potential bombshells and that, but, I am surely, really content with you. Just reassuring. I feel like reassuring is a really big thing in there. And then after that, it just went cold turkey on me. I've never had a girl go full cold turkey on me. So my head was like semi-spiraling. And then
In what time period? Like, she went
mate,
from being enthusiastic to cold turkey.
I think it was 2 days after we coupled up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she, mentioned the word pressure. I don't know. I feel like in there, you just got to ride the wave with it and then see where it goes. It's not like we're going to marry each other. You never know. You get what I mean? But I feel like she kept using that word pressure. And I'm like, fuck, all right, whatever. And
But is that
yeah.
because was her using the word pressure, was that her saying, like, you're coming on too strong, ease
couldn't
up?
tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. But then if I'm coming off too strong, that's me as a person, if I'm trying to get to know someone. So I don't really want to change for someone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It obviously fucked with my head heaps. And I feel like in there I was just emotionally just drained. Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay, so one thing that she said was that she was into it at the start, and then that she heard you had said, Tamara's not the kind of type of girl I'd go for on the outside. She's not really wifey material. And she said that was for her the catalyst of her shutting down?
Yeah,
What
that's
do
a
you say to
load
that?
of shit, respectfully. Absolute
Load of shit.
100%.
Talk to me.
I remember when Boston and Mia came in, I feel like that changed the big dynamic with all the other girls. I feel like every other girl was a bit threatened in there, and, you know, a few other nasty people started showing their sides. But I had, after the chat that I had that I mentioned before, about I didn't even mention the word closed off, by the way. Yeah, that's a load of crap. And then I had 3 girls come up to me. I think it was Mia. I can't remember if it was Yana, and someone else say that you need to relax and stuff. And I was like, what do you mean relax? And so
They were advising you to relax in terms of Tamara.
to like chill out a bit. I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I just said that I just don't like the whole gossiping behind my back, and, you know, I'm not really looking for that in a wife. Does that make sense? That's where that whole wife kind of word come in. I wasn't referring to her. I just don't like the way that it was gossiped around, you know, because it was a little bit embarrassing for me. Like, I'm not like a weird, creepy, like, you get what I mean?
So those girls came to you and they said, easy.
100%.
Why were they, like, what were they referencing? Like, relax in terms of what? Like, was this
chill out with Tamara, pretty much. Like, you know, take a step back. Like, you're coming off too strong and whatnot. And I was like, what the hell? So,
and was that their own observations, or do you think that on account of stuff Tamara had said to them?
Yeah, it was after Tamara obviously spoke with them and whatnot. And I remember having the chat. It was with Jotham, Mia, Boston, when we were in the sort of, what do you call it? The girls' makeup room, and when Jotham and me were having the chat about sex, that's when that chat came up. And then all I mentioned was, like, I'm not really looking for a wife that, like, kind of gossips and whatnot behind my back. Yeah.
And when they came up to you, Yana, Boston, and someone else, whoever it was, were they, do you think, giving you, like, friendly advice,
100%.
or were they
friendly advice?
Yeah, okay.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
They weren't coming up kind of aggressive, going, "Dude, you need to."
No.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
Not at all.
But then did you kind of go back to Tamara and say, the girls have been telling me you've been saying stuff?
I think I remember I was a little bit angry, and for me, it takes me about like half a day to kind of just in my own thoughts, you know. That's my communication style, and in there you don't get that, right? You don't get that alone time. So I kind of I didn't switch off, but I kind of just didn't give it too much that night, and then it started getting a bit weird, and then, yeah.
After it went sour, or seemed to go sour the initial time, was there ever any kind of resurrection of, look, we can salvage
Yeah,
this?
100%. They didn't show that too much, but I still remember, I wish they put this on the show. There was, I think after that chat, it started going a bit sour. We sitting by the teepee. I remember I asked her, I think it was like 21 questions, right? Because I remember I counted in my head. 21 questions back to back. She's facing her back towards me like that. And I'm there just like, fuck it all. This is dead in the water.
What kind of questions? Just getting to know you?
Yeah, just getting to know each other. I wanted to just, like, yeah. And then she just got up and left, and I went up to the camera, and I was like that. And I was like, oh my God, that was fucking embarrassing. Yeah.
Do you think, because obviously I didn't know about, you know, this particular incident when I chatted to her, but do you think she would have said, like, that's what I'm talking about, the pressure? Like, would she have said, that is you coming on too strong? Like, question.
But, like, before that, it was question, and then she'd ask me something. So you get what I mean? It was obviously a little bit different.
Yeah, okay. So there was that whole thing about when there was the mass eviction and the girls chose to save Tamara. And there was that thing online, and we talked about it on the pod last week with Sharon, that they were saying, oh, you know, like, for example, Mia and Alex seemed to have a good thing going.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And maybe they would have been more worthy beneficiaries of the girls' vote. But Tamara kind of got the vote because she was friends with the girls. Now, Sharon, to be fair, said, she was like, it might have looked like that, but our take was Tamara really wanted to find love. Like, she genuinely was trying. Would you agree with that assessment?
I think she's a genuine girl. Do I think it was ready and that was her environment to find her? Maybe not. But looking back at that, yeah, I remember I was tapped out. Like, I was ready to go home. Like, I grabbed Alex. I was like, we're going out later. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was ready. I was shocked that I got picked that night.
So you think, because she mentioned you've spent a bit of time together post-Villa.
No, we have, yeah. No, it's actually been nice. Yeah.
Even
What?
it's so
What?
confusing because you were
How's
talking
it
about like
confusing?
you put up the savage caption.
Yeah, I did.
Dodged a bullet.
I did, yeah.
But in the real world, you're spending time
No,
together.
it's nice. We've obviously got something there. It's obviously very special. I feel like her and I would have won the show if she just, rode the wave with me and didn't go cold turkey on me. But like, I don't know. Sometimes two people are just not meant to just be together, and it's weird. Like, don't get me wrong, it's weird as, but like, yeah.
It is confusing
No,
because you're like, oh, sometimes people aren't meant to be together, and she went cold turkey, but we do have something special.
Yeah, we do.
And we've met up outside the villa. So what difference has your time outside the villa? Like, I guess, what difference has not being in the villa environment made to how you relate to each other?
Well, I feel like in there, towards the second half of my journey, I wasn't secure. Like, I was obviously, about to emotionally tap out. I was just spiraling a little bit, and on the outside, like now, I'm just me. Like I'm very secure. Like I've got my comfort, my group of mates, my own place. Like I've got everything there that I just, sometimes it's not really that deep, but in the villa, I feel like everything's that deep. Yeah.